What's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in to another 118 review, HD reviews. Here we go again. This is going to be a very special episode. This is the 991 Porsche RSR Pink Pig. Now, many of you who have watched my channel for a long time know that I have an infatuation for the Pink Pig, the actual true Pink Pig. Maybe not the OG Pink Pig, the 917 that raced many years ago in the 70s at LeMans, but this car paid homage to that car in 2018 LeMans. This is the 991 Porsche RSR Pink Pig, and this is my holy grail. If anything can classify as a holy grail in 118 for me, this is it. So I'm gonna unbox this for you guys. I've had it out of the package, I've inspected it. Everything is good, just need a little bit of minor cleaning up. So just a little backstory on this car before we get to opening. This car finished #1 overall in the GTE class in the 2018 Le Mans. Porsche absolutely dominated this race, and this car finished #1, as well as the number 91 car finished #2 overall in the class. So Porsche had quite a year this year at Le Mans. This race and those two cars are pretty much I would classify them as the sole responsible thing that got me so hooked and so into Porsches. After seeing these cars perform, seeing the liveries, especially after hearing them, I fell absolutely in love with Porsche, and it's been a wrap ever since. I've been a hardcore Porsche enthusiast, as many of you guys know. And this right here is just like a huge cherry on top of my Porsche collection in all scales. And by the way, I have a little surprise regarding that number 91 car that finished second, but we'll get to that later on in the video. But for right now, let's get to opening this model. I'm super excited to show it to you guys. Let's take a friggin' good look at this absolutely beautifully sculpted masterpiece. Let's go. Alrighty guys, as mentioned, this is a used piece. This is the only way you can find this piece. I'm gonna try to turn it around right here, just bear with me. So this one does have a production number. This one is number 239. If I remember correctly, I believe this particular Spark model is, I believe, 500 pieces if I remember right. But one thing to mention is that Spark made two versions of this car. So one of them is the general release, which is this one. This is the one that I originally wanted and decided to go with because this is the actual car down to a T that raced in Le Mans. The other one looks exactly the same, except it does not have the red total right here. As a matter of fact, it's got all black on top. And if I remember right, I believe it says Le Mans, but that is literally the only difference that I can tell. And that Porsche exclusive model is limited to 911 pieces to obviously pay homage to Porsche. If I understand correctly, the main release, which is this one again, this one is the more limited piece than even the dealer. But if you try to take a look for this car on eBay, you're gonna be hard pressed to find it. And not only that, you're gonna have to pay some money. This is definitely not a cheap model, but I actually got extremely lucky and found somebody selling this used piece for quite cheap. I would classify it as just about retail for this. So I got extremely lucky with this. Some examples of this car were pushing $800-900. So I'm really lucky to have this for the price that I got it for. So let's lift that carton up and take a look at this beautiful model. All right guys, we have the beautiful 991 Porsche RSR Pink Pig, the number 92 car. This is a factory Porsche race team car. Absolutely legendary car. And God, I'm so excited to show this to you guys. Again, this is a holy grail for me. And believe it or not, I actually have a couple of examples of this car in 1/6/4 scale. And that example is going to be this. This is actually the Sparky. They call Obviously, Spark makes the 118 models, but the 164 versions are known as Spark E's, but this is the exact same car in 164 scale. I have two versions of this car. I have this one in the acrylic display case, as well as the one that comes in the blister pack, and that one's hanging on my wall. So we'll go ahead and put that one right there. So I figured I'd show you that before I get into the 118 review. Just like showing my miniatures as well. So yeah guys, let's get into this review. Absolutely epic vintage Porsche livery. Again, this car wore this livery in the 70s with the 917 Porsche, and in 2018 they decided to pay homage to two throwback Porsche race car liveries, this being one of them, the Pink Pig. And obviously that's probably the most eye-catching thing about this particular car and this model is this beautiful shade of pink, but it is not straight pink. Fleshy kind of pink, I guess that's what I would say. It's like a flesh pink, but on camera it probably looks a lot lighter than what it really does. But it's a fantastic shade of pink. It's not just your run-of-the-mill, you know, buy a rattle can and it's going to match this color. It's a very unique pink color, and I absolutely love this livery. And obviously it's got all of the pieces, the butcher marks, I guess you can say, for the pig. I'm sure if somebody has had some experience as a butcher, they could probably translate it all, but very, very cool. I will not try to pronounce those in this video. I will just show them to you. But let's get started with the front. So again, this is my third Porsche RSR model. And one thing that I find out that they excel so great at, that Spark does with these RSR models, is the dry carbon finish on the front splitter, and the canard width, size, and obviously the carbon weave on that as well. So again, this one is no different, as well as the bumper quick latches, absolutely fantastic. This one does look like it is a separate piece that is glued into an indent into the body. So extremely detailed right there. You have your red arrow pointing to the latch release. You have your Mobile One sticker. You have ESSO. You have the 70th anniversary Porsche. And again, this year marked the anniversary, so this is one of the classic liveries they decided to use. Which, if I remember right, they won Le Mans that year. They wore Pink Pig as well on the 917. So very, very fitting. This car ended up winning as well. So absolutely fantastic. Headlight detail is absolutely immaculate. Again, they do so well on these headlights with these 991 models. You can see the running lights. They are all clear. They are 4 clear running lights, black housing, absolute great actual light housing in there. Great detail on that. And you got this cool little red sticker right here that is on the headlights. It's kind of like a sideways arrow. It's really cool. The number one thing that people notice on this model who aren't familiar with the 991 RSR is the massive rear diffuser, and it is done absolutely immaculate on this model, but we'll get to that. So this model is running the black BBS wheels. There is a BBS sticker right here. I'm not sure if you can see, but another sticker that it has is this white arrow, and guess what it points to, guys?
Valve stems.
Yes, this model has valve stems. Absolutely fantastic. Besides that, we're running the Michelin Pilot Cups. Absolutely fantastic race tire, top of the line. We have a center lug, silver center lug. And then an absolutely impeccable, great brake detail, the rotor. You can see some of the bolt fastening that's on that inner hub, which is really great. And then you have AP racing brakes on this particular model. Kind of a gunmetal gray caliper. You can clearly see the AP Racing sticker on those calipers. So absolutely fantastic. Much like the Flying Lizard, this one has a number plate on the side. So it's 24-hour Le Mans. Total WEC, that would be World Endurance Championship. And obviously this is with the Le Mans circuit. But like the Flying Lizard, if you guys remember that review, if you haven't checked that one out, check it out. There's a little bit of a pink hue, a pink tint to these numbers on the side plates, and it's completely white on the number plate that is on the front bonnet or front trunk lid. Some people have gotten on me about that, whatever you prefer to call it. It's completely white up there, but there's a pink tint here. So what that means is that in real life, this car had green lights here mounted that would light up at night, and as well as the number plate. So we have that variation right there that tells you that this plate lights up. So absolutely fantastic detail there. And then we have our Pro Class badge here. We have Porsche design timepieces up top right here. And again, the most eye-catching thing is obviously going to be, besides the color, is the livery and all of the cutlery, butcher pieces, which is friggin' awesome. We have a quick disconnect for the side skirt right here on the back rear quarter, as well as up here. We have fantastic super wide front fenders with very straight edge cut right here. We have an RSR sticker right here that you probably can't see from this angle, along with a kind of a reddish orange arrow. And again, fantastic wheel tire detail on the back. We have the BBS stickers as well as the arrow pointing to the valve stem. Absolutely sick detail. We have real grills for the duct on the side right here, and you can see a channel inside there that is separating. It's not just one whole solid duct. You can actually see the separator on the inside, so fantastic detail. The windows are going to be plastic on this model, but they are very detailed. You can see the rivets for the Lexan window, which is great. And then the flat black block off portion. And there is some dry carbon depth on the inside of this one, so that's really nice. Again, these are straight through vents with kind of a dry carbon panel behind it, so extremely detailed. This car, being the 991 RSR, has the very aggressive, very long, very aerodynamic mirrors that are mounted from the outside. So again, love that mirror design, absolutely fantastic. And then we have our sponsorship sticker, Mobile One, Michelin, and I'm not sure which one this one is, but friggin' awesome. The rear bumper cut on the 991 RSR was by far the most aggressive, and you got this nice cut right here that comes way up to where the fatness of the bumper is, but everything down below is trimmed, it's gone, to make way for this massive dry carbon diffuser. So awesome. And then you get the 70th Porsche anniversary sticker on the side of the spoiler winglet. All right, guys, time to look at this fabulous rear end. So as you can see, we have the Porsche insignia down below on the bottom of the spoiler. It is on the top as well. And we have a fog light or rain light right here in the center. We have Manti Racing sticker right here. And this is an actual kind of a grill. Yes, it is a grill. We have a rear camera right here as well. Porsche RSR sticker in the center, Porsche design timepieces. Absolutely fantastic rear tail lights. Lens, again, Spark uses a really good method for these tails. So it is a solid red transparent lens. And then it appears they use a decal or a water slide of some sort to add in the turn signal depth to it, but it looks really, really great. I think they did a fabulous job on the 991 tail lights. Then we get to the meat and potatoes of it all. So all of this down here is completely clear. What you're seeing right here are the rear tires. So they are completely exposed. And then you have this very divided, massive rear diffuser that is in a dry carbon finish. With the exception of this piece that's right under the exhaust, that is a metal piece, obviously probably to help with the heat of the exhaust. And speaking of exhaust, this is the loudest Porsche ever produced, and the exhaust is definitely indicative of that. It is this is a metal exhaust as well on here, but it is true and through straight pipe. There is no muffler on this. Absolutely fantastic bracketing right here on the tips of the exhaust. That is really, really nice. And then you get this really nice dry carbon trim right here as like a heat shield. And you can see the little silver rivets on there as well. Pro sticker. Then we have an arrow sticker pointing down to the rear tow hook. That is a metal tow hook. So friggin' fantastic. And then we have the rear bonnet or rear engine cover, however you prefer to pronounce it. We have some orange arrows pointing to these latches. These are true separate pieces, and they appear to be metal. So absolutely fantastic. All right, we'll observe the model from this angle just so you can get an idea of how aggressive these fenders are. The front fender cut all the way to here. Again, rear tire totally exposed back here. It makes way to nothing but that large rear diffuser. So absolutely fantastic. Another quick latch for the rear bumper here. Mobil 1, Michelin, Esso. Again, whichever brand that is, I'm not sure. And then fantastic detail on the BBS wheels with, again, white arrows pointing to valve stems. Freaking fantastic. And then from this angle, virtually everything is the same. You have the Has It sticker right here. I'm not sure if I pointed that out on the other side. And then orange arrow pointing to the door handle, which is very detailed and through. Extremely detailed. You have your air charge valve here, and you have this super nice lanyard that's sticking out. That really adds depth and detail. And again, you have the dry carbon block off behind this vent piece here. Again, plastic windows. You have these nice silver fasteners for the Lexan windows. Very, very nice. And taking a look from the front. So as you will see, I do have to do some review. I do have to do at least one review on a newer RSR. And one thing that I forgot to mention on the WeatherTech RSR, because that is an updated 991 RSR. The opening on this one is probably the smallest out of the years, but still you get this really nice grill. It's a fantastic grill. You got a couple of green marks here. You can actually see some channeling back behind here. I'm assuming that's for brake ducts, but absolutely fantastic. Then you got what looks to be like some silver fasteners here on both sides. Again, absolutely impeccable dry carbon front splitter. Kind of comes up into the middle and then drops back down. So absolutely sick design there. Front tow hook. You got your orange arrow decal pointing to the tow hook. 70th anniversary Porsche stickers here. Esso. Big old massive Michelin sticker on the front. And then you have your butcher marks and your little cutlery points, which is friggin' sick. And then again, fantastic detail on the front trunk lid or front bonnet. Quick latches right here with red arrows pointing to them. And then you have the Porsche insignia here, which is fantastic. And again, hopefully from this angle, you can get a little better look at these headlights. They're absolutely fantastic. So, man, Spark just absolutely kills the Porsches, but this one is, man, it is just... Yeah, this model is going to get a very high rating, to say the least. Let's get this camera raised up and take a look at it from the top. Alrighty, guys, taking a look at the top of the 991 Porsche RSR Pink Pig. My holy grail. Okay, let's go. So we have our drivers up here. We have Christensen, we have Lawrence Vanthor, and we have Kevin Estrie. Now, one reason why I love this car so much is because two of my favorite Porsche factory drivers drove this car to victory, which is Kevin Estrie and Lawrence Vanthor. So absolutely fantastic. I absolutely love it. So going up to the top, we have a Porsche.com sticker here. We have an amazing black Porsche banner. And I'm not sure what these stickers are for, these circled, red circled R's right here, but that's pretty cool. It's on both sides. We have our emergency disconnect lanyards here, as well as our fire suppression lanyards. So that's really, really cool. And again, hopefully from this angle you can get a better look at how crazy the mirror design was on the 991 RSR. Very, very aerodynamic, and again, mounted from this side. So super duper cool. 991 GT3R was the same. So very, very cool mirror design. Looking up on top, we have more cutlery points. We have our emergency escape hatch up here, and we got several antennas here. We have a 90-degree metal antenna here, an antenna here, a long antenna here, and a short stubby antenna here, as well as it looks like a couple of telematic devices, possibly, you know, for, you know, GPS, location, elevation, yaw, G-force, acceleration, all that stuff is monitored through those modules. So very, very nice. We'll go ahead and try to get our view of the inside. Again, extremely detailed steering wheel with paddle shifters. White stripped out interior, white roll cage. I love how that accentuates against the pink of this car. It looks really, really great. And complete bare metal steering shaft. But yeah, the on the fly details on the steering wheel are just absolutely fantastic. Let's see here, black bucket seat, black harness with buckles on the seats. Try not to get that glare. The seat is extremely detailed. It's going to have the Porsche insignia on it, as well as the Race Tech. So that is a Race Tech racing bucket, just like almost all these cars. So very, very good detail. We have a left side driver's net as well. I'll hold that right there so you can try to see on the inside there. And then moving to the back, there's not much to see from the back on 991 RSRs because they all have this block-off plate. This one is actually a metal block-off plate, so that is fantastic. Really great venting on there. You can actually kind of, you're not going to be able to see it on camera. I can't tilt it down any more than this, but you can actually see down in there. So I can't see much detail, but you can see what looks to appear to be some of the engine in there. You can see some silver. Kind of looks like a manifold maybe in there, and then just kind of a white tub for the body on the inside in there, the engine bay. So absolutely fantastic, guys. So there's a lot of black. There's a kind of like a black panel with many modules, and man, I cannot believe this. I don't know if you guys can see that blue sticker in there, but that's a Bosch sticker. So that's the first model that I've ever seen that has an actual Bosch sticker on the inside right there. That is crazy. There's another one in there that I can't see that's right in front on the floor. I'll try to zoom in on it again. So you can see the Bosch sticker and that other sticker. There's another Bosch module right there. Man, absolutely fantastic. That is crazy, guys. That is super crazy. You can see what appears to be some air ducting, which is really sick. I love how it comes down the side of the center tunnel. It goes up and over the tunnel. One of them kind of ends and just shoots straight up, and then the other one kind of goes to the back. It looks like it goes down through the firewall. The firewall, you can see, again, that's real. It's all blocked off there on the real car because that engine is pushed forward on this model. It actually sits right up there. It's tilted forward, and that's one thing that really separates the 991 RSR versus the 991 GT3R. Was that, but impeccable roll cage details. Very nice crossing on the bars back there. You can see the driver's net. I'm sorry if I'm moving it around so much, guys. I just keep seeing stuff, which is crazy. You can see the right side. Safety net there, excellent detail, and then lots of cage detail. There's a crossbar on the very top on the ceiling. There's some rubberized pieces on the bottom so the drivers don't hit their noggins on there. But yeah, absolutely crazy detail on here, guys. Crazy detail. The switch panel is very detailed. Lots of buttons. I don't see anything that looks raised, but actually that decal kind of makes them look raised from what I can see in there. Doesn't have any kind of safety covers or anything on the switches, which is fine. And then kind of looking up on top of the dash, you can see where some of that venting goes up to the dash and around, but it goes around a display. There's a display sitting right there facing the driver. So that's fantastic. Man, there's so much to this model. It's hard to keep on top of. Excellent detail on the fuel fill. It's like a silver finish. And then moving up to the front, you got great center wiper details. You have the reinforcement bars for the windshield, and you can probably see the top of that display, and you can see where the ducting kind of shoots around it and then back towards the driver. So that's really cool. Absolutely stunning finish on the dash of this car, and there is true venting. Those defrost vents are true and through, so that is fantastic. And then you can probably get another look at the steering wheel, that bare metal steering shaft, as well as the paddle shifters right there. So man, this car is absolutely fantastic, guys. Wow, absolute work of art. Let's get this off of the base and let's get it on the turntable and take a look at it. Alrighty guys, we're back with the 991 Porsche RSR Pink Pig, the icon. The car that's probably the sole responsibility for me being such a huge Porsche enthusiast. Absolutely love this car. This is a holy grail of mine in 1/18 scale. What do I rate it as? Well, given the extreme detail of this car, the valve stems, the dry carbon paneling, the livery, the color accuracy, the whole thing being so accurate to the real life model, it's got to be a 10 out of 10, right guys? That's what it is. So in my book, this model is a 10 out of 10. Absolutely stunning, absolutely down to every single detail that the real car is. This car is a 10. Looking at the grilling, looking at the interior detail, the ducting, the fact that it has Bosch stickers on the inside for the ECU, the TCM, all the electronic management units on the inside, the headlight detail. This is definitely top echelon for Porsche models. And I am so thankful to have this in my collection, guys. It is fantastic. It's a good roller. The front wheels are a little bound up, but I was able to loosen them up just a little bit. So no big deal there. It's going to be a static model pretty much all of its life. And man, I'm so thankful to have this car. One thing I have to tell you guys is that remember I was telling you about its teammate, the number 91 car that finished second in 2018 Le Mans. Well, there you go, guys. That one is coming up next. So I'm going to be reviewing the teammate to this car. I completed the dream team of 2018 Le Mans, and I'm super excited to share that model with you. I can tell you guys that that one is fantastic. It is probably just the exact same quality as this car all the way around. I haven't taken a super detailed look at it, but obviously it's a pre-owned model. I did take it out of the box and inspect it, and I'll tell you what, it looks friggin' fantastic. So stay tuned for that one. That one's coming up next, guys. But yeah, 118 scale Porsche Dream Team, the 2018 Le Mans #1 and #2 winner. Got them both. So here we go. I will catch you guys on the next 118 review. Please remember to like, share, subscribe. If you enjoy these 118 videos, let me know. If you dislike them, let me know. Let me know what I can do better on. And I will see you guys on the next 118 review. So remember, guys, happy hunting, happy collecting, happy customizing. And remember, it's about the cars. The iconic Pink Pig 991 Porsche RSRs, not the money. I'll see you guys on the next 118 review.